16 of the Formula Regional Americas Championship powered by Honda here at Circuit of the Americas. We have a 10-car starting field. Let's introduce them to you. Starting on the pole, number 27, the championship points leader, Rahul Hyman, out of London, Great Britain. Next to him, the 25 of Matt Clark out of Campbellville, Ontario, Canada. In row 2, the number 14 of Dylan Tavella, still in the hunt for the championship, out of Massapequa Park, New York. And Oliver Westling in number 2 from Emerald Hills, California. In row 3, the 29 of Nick Pershing from Morgan Hill, California, and the 78 of Ryan Yardley out of Christchurch, New Zealand. In row 4, car 77, Jason Alder from Cooksville, Maryland, and the number 3 of Hayden Bowlesby out of Folsom, Louisiana. Finally, in row 5, the 91 of Cooper Becklin from West Lynn, Oregon, and Kevin Jansen out of Deerfield Beach, Florida in the 24 car. The last of the field rolls into position, and the field is now set as we wait for the light sequence to begin. There it goes. And look, Matt Clark waving as some sort of shifting problem with that car as the lights go out and we're away, and Matt Clark stranded on that front row as Rahul Hyman, the pole sitter, leads the field into turn number 1. Nick Pershing dives down to the inside, but sweeping around the outside is Dylan Tavella as he tries to get his way up into second spot as they go down the hill and into the S's. We ride with Jason Alder, third in the points championship coming into this round. As we head through the S's, this snake-like section, one of the favorites of all the drivers here, as these cars so much fun to watch through this quick series of switchbacks. We go back to the front as second place runner Dylan Tavella. We ride with him as the points leader, Rahul Hyman, up in front. Cold tires, as you can see. Hyman's car getting a little squirrely as they crest the hill at turn 9, through 10, and down into the hairpin, leading onto the long straightaway. Hyman having to be a little defensive here as he definitely didn't get a good run through turn number 10. Tavella right on his gearbox as Tavella pulls alongside the championship leader. Side-by-side racing down this long back straightaway into turn number 12. As we ride now with Rahul Hyman. And Tavella sweeps into the front even before we get to the braking zone. Both of them late on the brakes, and Tavella's going to hold the lead through turn number 12 on lap number 1. Right behind them is Nick Pershing in that third spot. And then it looks like Ryan Yardley with Oliver Westling right behind him. We ride with Nick Pershing, the Californian, as he follows his teammate down into turn number 15. Jason Alder making a move on Oliver Westling at turn 15, not able to close the deal as he falls back in single file. That battle for 5th and 6th position. Now Cooper Becklin in the number 91, the Oregon native, down into turn 19, the penultimate corner on this racetrack, as they head through single file down toward turn number 20 to complete race lap number 1. Dylan Tavella doing what he needs to keep his championship hopes alive in the front with Rahul Hyman in the second spot. Matt Clark, who stalled at the start, now giving chase to the rest of the pack as he's closing up on the back of the field. Cooper Becklin going down to the inside of the number 3 car of Hayden Bowlesby, trying to make the move. But Bowlesby hanging tough on the outside, able to maintain that position as they go down the hill and enter the S's for the second time. Rahul Hyman, our points leader, now in second spot, chasing Dylan Tavella. Hyman, with a substantial points lead, can afford to stay in second spot. He doesn't need to win this race in order to clinch the championship. Dylan Tavella, however, must win the 3 races here this weekend and hope for some bad luck for Rahul Hyman to have any chance to clinch the championship. As they head down the hill toward the hairpin turn, we ride with 6th place Jason Alder as he chases Oliver Westling for 5th spot. Alder getting a good line through that hairpin turn and might have a run on Westling as they work their way down the straightaway. You can see he's tucked right in the draft. Westling weaving a bit to the left, trying to break that draft, but Alder has a good run. Now he's going to dive down to the inside. Westling doesn't fight him too hard, as now it's a braking duel into the best passing opportunity, and Alder sweeps his way up into 5th spot. Dylan Tavella, followed by our points leader, Rahul Hyman. Matt Clark recovering after stalling at the front, doing battle with Cooper Becklin and Hayden Bowlesby. Those two touch just in front. As Clark dives down to the inside and is going to take that position from Bowlesby. right on the back of Cooper Becklin now. Clark goes just a little bit wide there at turn 15. And now they enter this long quadruple apex right-hander. 16, 17, 18, leading down into turn 19, a high-speed left-hand sweeper. Matt Clark right on the gearbox, but goes wide. Bowlesby not able to capitalize as the leaders complete race lap number 2. You can see that three-way battle just now coming into your shot with Cooper Becklin, Matt Clark, and Hayden Bowlesby. We go back forward with Jason Alder after taking over that 5th position. That's Ryan Yardley just in front of him. As we go back to the battle for the lead, following Raul Hyman through the S's as he follows Dylan Tavella, our leader, working race lap number 3. Hyman, a native of South Africa, now living in London. He's been out of the cockpit for the past couple of seasons. He won the F3 Asia Championship in 2018, now on the verge of his first North American Championship. So we go back to the battle between Cooper Becklin and Matt Clark as they climb the hill at turn number 10, working their way down toward the hairpin turn. Clark right on the gearbox of Cooper Becklin as they dive into that very important turn number 11, leading onto the long straightaway. We'll ride with Clark as he tries to get into the draft and see if he can pick up enough momentum to dive down to the inside, perhaps, as they head toward turn 12. Draft doing its job, Clark getting ever closer. He pops out at the last moment. Late on the brakes is Matt Clark, and that's going to get the job done as he will move around Cooper Becklin and take over 7th position. Into the stadium section as we go back to the battle for the lead. Hyman getting a little closer to Dylan Tavella. But again, he can be content to stay where he is as we ride with our leader, coming out of turn 18 down toward turn 19. While making his way toward the final turn on the racetrack, coming up to complete race lap number 3. As you can see, the two leaders putting a little distance on the 3rd place runner, Nick Pershing, but then the battle behind is a good one between Ryan Yardley and Jason Alder. We ride with Alder now as they climb the hill. That steep uphill climb to turn number 1. That battle for 4th is a good one. The battle for the lead continues pretty much status quo as these drivers snake their way through the S's one more time. This 3.4 mile 20 turn circuit, home to the US Grand Prix for the past several seasons. A showcase of North American road racing. Raul Hyman, the points leader, a 9-time winner on the season. He's only finished off the podium once this year, and that was the first round at VIR. But he has been the class of the field since the first weekend of racing. And as of right now, in a position to clinch the 2022 Formula Regional Americas Championship, by finishing 2nd to the only other man who's still mathematically in the hunt, Dylan Tavella, who you see just ahead. There's your 3rd place runner, Nick Pershing, and then this great battle between Ryan Yardley and Jason Alder. We ride with Jason Alder now as they head into the and out of the stadium section, down into turn 15. Alder looking for a way up into that 4th spot. Alder a winner on the season this year with 2 wins already and 4 other podiums coming into this last weekend of racing. As they make it through turn 19 and head for the final turn. And the battle at the front continues nose to tail. Dylan Tavella certainly feeling the pressure from our points leader as they climb the hill toward turn number 1. Hyman closes in, clipping the apex there at turn 1 and then steeply back downhill into the S's one more time. section of racetrack. It is so much fun to watch these cars through this section as they climb the hill now. Up to turn 8, turn 9 at the top of the hill. You can see Dylan Tavella getting a little squirrely there. That's definitely cost him some momentum. Hyman now has a run at him as they head down toward the hairpin turn. Tavella's hanging tough on the inside, trying to block that. Can Hyman do the over-under here as they exit? Not quite close enough to make it happen, but he's right in the draft now of the 14 of Dylan Tavella, as the Crosslink Kiwi pilot trying to stay out in front. Hyman getting a good run now. Tavella gives him the inside line, shows a little feint. Hyman dives down to the inside at turn 12 and retakes the lead. But Tavella not giving up, stays just to the outside of the TJ Speed pilot. Now he's alongside in the stadium section, down into turn 15. Tavella stuffs it down inside at turn 15 and retakes the lead. As we pop back to ride with Raul Hyman, what a great battle for the overall lead here in round 16 of this 18-round season. Working their way out of turn 18 toward 19 now. Hyman once again close, locks it up to avoid collecting the rear of Dylan Tavella as they come up to turn 20 for the final time on this lap. Set off again, and while they've been battling, look, that's allowed Nick Pershing to get a little bit closer, perhaps making this a three-way battle at the front. They climb the hill again. Hyman down to the inside. The lead changes hands one more time, or does it? Tavella hanging tough on the outside. He's still there as they head into the S's. Hyman now at the inside line, but he has to give way, and Tavella back up front. They swapped the lead 3 times in this last half a lap or so. Neither one wanting to take any risks. Hyman realizing a DNF or a finish outside the points opens the door just a crack for Dylan Tavella to keep his championship hopes alive. Into turn 11 one more time. Hyman not quite as close as he was a lap ago, getting a little wide there at the exit of turn 11. Now we drop back 2 spots to the battle for 4th as we ride with Jason Alder, the Maryland native. Started his racing career hoping to get to NASCAR, but joined us for the F4 US Championship a year ago at Road Atlanta and fell in love again with road racing that he hadn't done since his karting days. Back to this first place battle between Hyman and Tavella as they're in the stadium section one more time. Seesawing back and forth, swapping the lead sometimes multiple times on a single lap. Nick Pershing right there to pick up the pieces if these two come to tears. Great shot around the outside of turn 18 as they set up for turn 19. Into the final turn. One more lap goes into the history books. 4th place battle continues to be a good one. Tavella not blocking, staying in the normal racing line, realizing he's got just enough margin. As Raul Hyman gets a good run through the apex, and then they set up for the S's one more time. Tire management, something these drivers will have to be aware of throughout the course of the weekend. They're permitted 2 sets of Hankook slicks to last from qualifying through the 3 races for the weekend. They can allocate those tires however they wish. At this early stage, tire management not too much of a problem, but look at that left front on Raul Hyman's car, looking a little angry. As we drop back to the 4th place battle once again. Alder chasing Ryan Yardley. Alder, one of the 3 TJ Speed drivers in the top 5 here. As we watch him try to chase down Ryan Yardley, we jump forward to his teammate, running in 3rd spot, Nick Pershing. Pershing in kind of a lonely third, no real pressure from behind, and he's tantalizingly close to this great lead battle that Dylan Tavella still commands. And there's the fourth place battle just coming into view as we head back to the front now with Hyman and Tavella duking it out. Once again in the stadium section down into turn 15. See Tavella's car just twitching just a little bit. He's right on the edge of traction as they work their way through that long quadruple apex right-hander. Hyman overcooks it just a bit in giving chase as he goes wide there at turn 19. That loss of momentum has given Dylan Tavella maybe a couple car lengths of breathing room as they begin the uphill climb toward the apex of turn 1. All the while, Nick Pershing just lurking there in third. You can see the constant corrections that Hyman is having to give to the steering wheel through this twisty section, keeping the car under him. Jason Alder getting a good run this time on Ryan Yardley as they complete the S's. Right on his gearbox as they climb the hill to turn 9. Now plunge back down the hill, turn 10. Alder getting a run, feeling the pressure is Ryan Yardley. He dives to the inside to protect that inside path, but Alder does the over-under beautifully and is now alongside. It's a drag race down this back straightaway. Alder with a little more momentum as Ryan Yardley having to sacrifice his exit. And we wait for them to pop into view there at turn 12, and Alder is in the position now. Up to fourth is Jason Alder. Raul Hyman getting a little crossed up there at turn 15. As they exit the stadium section. Some ominous clouds overhead, but no rain in the immediate forecast for this race. We drop back to Oliver Westling in the battle for 7th and 8th. That's Cooper Becklin that we're riding with. Westling just in front. As he goes a little bit wide, Beckling with a tidier line coming off turn 19 is able to close right on the back of Oliver Westling. As the Jensen driver goes a little wide once again, he immediately dives to the inside, protecting the preferred inside line into turn 1. Let's see if Cooper Becklin can make the most of this. Becklin in the 91, Westling in the 2. Becklin stays to the outside. That'll give him the inside line as they head for turn 2. They're still side by side. Great racing here. Westling with the nose in front as they continue through the S's. Westling's car a little tail happy. Working their way up the hill, back to the battle at the front. Raul Hyman and Dylan Tavella continue their battle for the top spot on the podium. As we've said many times, Hyman just needs to finish well inside the points. He doesn't need to win to clinch this championship. Bird's eye view from the third place runner, Nick Pershing, on that lead battle up in front. Pershing seems to be getting a little bit closer, I think, as these two drivers running first and second, concentrating on their own race. Meanwhile, Jason Alder, having gotten around Ryan Yardley, has begun to stretch the advantage down. And Yardley coming under pressure from Matt Clark. Remember, Matt stalled at the start of this race and has been picking his way back up through the field. Now in the 6th position, just ahead of this battle for 7th and 8th. Oliver Westling once again coming under serious pressure from Cooper Becklin. First place battle continues unabated, as it has pretty much all race long. Hyman cooling his tires perhaps a bit, looking for a challenge perhaps later in the race. Again on Dylan Tavella. Tavella now feeling the pressure, weaving just a bit, trying to break the draft. Hyman locking up as he left his braking a little bit too late at the top of the hill. No harm done. Through the S's one more time. This battle at the front. And again, that left front tire looking a little angry right in the middle. Perhaps the victim of one too many lockups. Plunging down through turn 10. Back again to the 7th and 8th place battle. Westling chased by Becklin. Westling for Jensen, Becklin for Crosslink Kiwi. As they come down the hill toward the hairpin turn. You can see up in front, here comes Cooper Becklin, sending it down the inside at turn 11. Making that pass cleanly. Cooper Becklin up one spot. Into 7th position, but he checks his mirrors immediately as Oliver Westling will try to take that position back. In the stadium section, one more time with our leaders. And into turn 15. No mistakes this time from either of our top two, so they maintain status quo. Out of turn 18, toward 19 now. And into the final turn. We stay right with our championship leader. These two have begun to draw away again a bit from Nick Pershing. Jason Alder well out in front of that battle. And here's Cooper Becklin and Oliver Westling, 7th and 8th. Becklin having taken over that spot up at turn 11 at the hairpin a lap ago. And tries to solidify his hold on that position. Good view of the first place battle from the 3rd place runner, Nick Pershing. As the Californian climbing up to the last couple turns of the S's through turn 9 and now turn 10. His TJ Speed teammate, the points leader Raul Hyman, just in front of him as he continues his battle with Dylan Tavella. We ride with Raul Hyman as they head down this undulating, long back straightaway into the heavy braking zone at turn 12. Once again into the stadium section. Formula One weekends, these grandstands absolutely full to bursting. Over 400,000 attendees at the U.S. Grand Prix here at this beautiful circuit. As this lead battle continues, pretty much status quo. There hasn't been much of a change here in the last several laps. As Dylan Tavella doing what he needs to do to keep the points leader behind him. Nick Pershing in 3rd. 4th place, Jason Alder, comfortably in that position now. Hyman maybe a little closer this time, but Dylan Tavella maintaining his racing line. Sort of inviting Hyman to try and a move underneath him there at turn 1. But no success on this lap at least. For our championship leader as he's having to catch the tail of that car as it works its way through that very demanding portion of the racetrack. Downshifting through the 6-speed gearbox. As we go back to the front with Dylan Tavella, our leader. Just doing his best to hit his marks. Clip every apex. Maximize his exit speed down, especially these long straightaways, to maintain his advantage, trying to keep Hyman from getting close enough to mount a challenge. Nick Berging, again, tantalizingly close to that battle, but just can't make up enough ground to become a part of it and make it a three-way battle for the lead. He's equaling the pace of these two, as that interval has stayed pretty much static throughout much of this race. Once these two drew away to that couple-second lead, it stayed about the same. Onto the front straightaway once again to complete yet another lap. Nick Berging needs to keep his eyes on his mirrors, as his teammate Jason Alder getting a little bit closer every lap. As Berging now to the top of the hill, Alder right behind him. As these two TJ Speed teammates going after it, we ride with Jason Alder as he heads down the hill into the S's now, under the walkover bridge. Certainly not hesitant, these drivers, to use the curbs, but staying within track limits. Scott Goodyear, the race director, has warned them to not to get all four wheels outside the painted area of the curb, as penalties can be applied, especially if a position is gained by going wide outside of the track limits. Again, with our second place runner, Raul Hyman, Dylan Tavella just ahead. Once again, down toward turn number 12. Hyman sends it way late on the brakes. I think he might have caught Tavella by surprise there. Caught me by surprise, actually. He came from a long way back to retake the lead into the stadium section. Tavella has been able to repass him right away the last couple times he's done that. This time, Tavella doesn't send it down into turn 15. But he is right on the gearbox of our points leader. And Hyman getting a little more momentum through this quadruple apex right-hander. That allows him to draw out to just a little bit of breathing room, not much. Tavella thinks about sending it there at turn 20, but falls back in single file as the order has been reversed. Raul Hyman now takes over the lead. Berging still holding off the challenge. Tavella all over the back of our leader as they exit turn number 1. Hyman just can't get that lead and be comfortable with it. He is coming under increasing pressure right away, as after making the pass, Tavella is able to get right back on his gearbox. You can see Hyman's car getting a little squirrely through the S's. The hill they come. Into turn 9, over the crest of the hill and down toward turn 10. Bella shows him a nose as they head down into that hairpin turn. Hyman's going to sacrifice his exit here just a bit. That may give Tavella an opening as he tries to tuck into the draft. Let's see if he's close enough. Hyman weaving just a bit, trying to break the draft, but Tavella not taking the bait, staying right with him. This is where Hyman sent it on the last lap. Is Tavella going to do the same? He's going to try to go the long way around. Can he do the over-under? Oh, tantalizingly close, but not quite close enough as they come up into turn 13 in the stadium section. tricky little decreasing radius left-hander. And look at this three-way battle. It's a four-way battle for the lead of this motor race. While we've been concentrating on the leaders, Nick Pershing and Jason Alder have caught them. As we're coming to the white flag, indicating the final lap of this race. Hyman, Tavella, Pershing, and Alder in that order. Here they come off of the final turn and see the white flag. We're on the final lap. Dylan Tavella trying to find a way around the points leader as they come into turn one for the final time at speed. Side by side, Hyman just a nose ahead. Tavella, they may have actually touched there at the exit. A little puff of tire smoke. Several more opportunities for Dylan Tavella. He just needs to stay close. You can see the plank on the underside of these cars as they go over the roughest part of this curbing, wearing a little of that plank away, the little puff of dust coming up from under the car. That legality plank is there to police the cars running too low and dragging on the ground. And if that plank wears away too much, it can be a post-race problem. Jason Alder around the outside of his teammate, Nick Pershing. Pershing to the right, Alder, we ride on board. This is the battle for the final step on the podium. On the final lap, a nose ahead for Alder, but Pershing is right there. Not gonna make it easy. They head down into turn 12 for the final time. Up in front, Dylan Tavella thinks about showing a nose to our leader. Alder with the advantage. Here comes Pershing to try to answer back up into the stadium section. He's running out of opportunities here. A good one coming up here in turn 15. Pershing stuffs it down to the inside. He sends it. They touch. Alder spins. He may have killed the motor. He has done so. Alder trying to get it refired and get back out in front of the battle behind him. Meanwhile, at the front, it is Raul Hyman. Into the final turn, Dylan Tavella doing everything he can to try to take the win away, but he spins coming out of turn 20 and backs his way across the line, and he'll hold on to second spot as Nick Pershing will take third across the stripe. Just behind him, Ryan Yardley, and then Matt Clark. A great recovery drive after stalling at the front, followed by Jason Alder, and then Cooper Becklund and Oliver Westling.
Provisionally, you are the champion, Raul. How does that feel?
Feels good. I mean, I'm just so grateful to God. I mean, to be able to do it like that, winning the race, that was the target. And really, I mean, we didn't have new tires in that race, so we kind of made the call. I don't think it was the right call, to be honest, but I mean, a lot of it was me as well, so I'm really just grateful to God. I mean, we were sort of, how would I say, we didn't give ourselves the best opportunity to win this race because we were focused on the rest of the weekend as well. But to come away with the win and then to win the championship, it's a culmination of all the work, prayers for, I mean, 3 years. You know, I wasn't racing 2.5 years ago, and it's just to be here now, to be able to have something in place for next year. It's really just, I mean, it's such a blessing. I don't really have the words, and I'm really just grateful.
How about a clean race between you and Dylan Tavella? That was unbelievable. Dylan
did an amazing job, actually. He positioned the car really well. He was fast in the places that he needed to be. I think the package that we had deserved to be in front, so that's what I mean. Dylan did a great job. So I'm glad that we were able to maximize the potential and to put the car where, you know, it should be. And to be able to come out, you know, on top of a bit of a knife fight. Dylan's extremely clean, and it was a pleasure to race against him. So those races are the best races.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Hey, hi, man. Hey, hi.
Where's Dylan? Hey. Yeah, Dylan Tavella, if you can't finish first, you might as well finish backwards. Tell me about your race.
So yeah, it was a really good, tough race between me and Raul. I was having braking issues with the car, but the car overall performed really good. And hopefully we can continue this battle going into the next race.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Hey, John, I'm good.
Let's get our podium celebration underway. Aaron, turn it down just a little bit more if you don't mind. Let's bring up our third place finisher in a great battle, especially at the end. Nick Pershing, ladies and gentlemen, come on up. It's your fourth podium on the season. You looked a little knackered coming out of the car, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been feeling great for the past week, and yesterday was a real struggle. You know, I was just tired of getting out of the car. I've been feeling a little sick, but
Don't let cottage drinking.
I don't do that. I don't do that. Anyways, yeah, I powered through it. It was making home third. It was definitely a struggle. Without the help of the team,
Thank you. Good to see you, right?
I can't feel like this and still stand up here. So all the hard work I put in, that's what really makes this happen.
Anybody you'd like to thank?
Got to thank the whole TJ Speed crew, especially my dad. Got to thank Michael, Roberto, Victor, Tim, Dylan, all the usuals. They just run an amazing program, and they got the car absolutely dialed. So I just drove it the best I could. Thankfully, I was able to deliver.
Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Third place finish, ladies and gentlemen, for Nick Pershing from TJ Speed. Let's bring up our second place finisher. Led much of the race, but wasn't able to bring it home on top of the box. But Dylan Tavella, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic job. You and Raul had a great battle all race long. You held him behind you. Just wasn't able to get it done today.
Yeah, I thought I would pull away in the beginning. I had a very up and down car, so in the beginning it was very strong, and then towards the end of the race it fell off a little bit, came up alive. But we were having some issues with the car, and hopefully we can sort out for the next race, and hopefully we can get this battle done.
Tell me about the last turn. You crossed the line backwards.
Yeah, so actually, Rob crossed up. I was trying to power down a good traction out of the corner, overspun it, and then I was rolling backwards, and I was trying to put it in reverse to go over the line, but I had enough momentum anyway, so I just kept rolling back. So yeah.
That's a first for you, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the first in the SCCA series, so I guess I'm the first for that.
Anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother Ryan's on the whole crossing team, Karen, Patrick, Troy, even though he's not here, he'll be here later today, Beto, Josh, Colby, even Lewis, and everyone across Kiwi too.
Well done, my friend. Ninth podium on the season for Dylan Tavella, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's not official because, of course, the stewards have to look over the race and make sure there were no infractions. But let me be the first to introduce the 2022 Formula Regional America's champion. That would be Raul Hyman, ladies and gentlemen. I know you knew that you could have finished second and still clinched the championship, but I know you also wanted to be the first one across the line.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everyone told me as well, like, don't take the risk, finish it off in the first race, just by scoring the points. But for me, it was the car was good enough to win, and there was a fight to be had, and I feel like it wouldn't have done justice to the work that everyone puts in and that we put in to not give it a go. So I'm really happy that firstly we had an amazing race, Dylan and I, and it was clean as well. And I'm just grateful to God that we were able to win the championship by winning the race, and especially to be able to do it today. I'm just over the moon.
How's your Japanese?
Needs development.
We'll see how that works out next year. Anybody you'd like to thank for this race win and your championship?
Well, I'd like to thank the team. They've done an amazing job. The package that they've put together. You've got Nick and myself up here on the podium. And in qualifying yesterday as well, the car was really just sublime. And throughout the whole year, actually, they've done a great job. The car's always been good enough. It's been a pleasure working with them, really professional. And I'm privileged to be able to, to be racing, with them as a team around me. And then, of course, I'm just grateful to God to be here after, as I said, two and a half years. Out of the car, it was like 900 and something days between, race starts. And in that time, you don't know if you're going to come back. We were praying every night, and there was nothing concrete until, you know, like the 3rd month of the year, and then everything just changed like that. And yeah, I mean, I'm out of words. You know, it's only God's blessing and His goodness that I'm able to stand here today, and much more able to be champion today. And just so grateful.
We're grateful to watch you do it.
Thank you.
Noel Hyman, ladies and gentlemen, top step of the podium, his 10th win on the season, and for all practical purposes, clinching his championship.